Kids asleep, sharks awake. Trade Daddies on the mic. Let's work. Let's work. Wrench your hand by daylight, grease on the sleeves. Nightfall, switch lanes, candles in degrees. Blue collar mornings, markets after dark. Teaching wealth in the shadows, lighting up the charts. From the shop to the screens, breaking cycles, no cap. Turn patience into profit, show the roadmap. Education first, yeah, the mission stay clean. Built on discipline, modern Canadian dream.
Daddy time, late night grind. Shots glow while the world unwinds. Trade daddies, yeah, we break it down. From higher highs to support and bounce.
OG in the game, seen bubbles and pain. Hands wrapped tight, both gloves and gains. From the ring to the feeds, pressure don't shake. Market swings heavy, steady moves get made. W3 BC built, yeah, the vision clear. Teach and entertain, make the lesson hit here. Punchlines land like a clean left hook. Market speak when a trader looks. After bedtime, headphones on, screens glow bright. Risk defined, patient tested every night. No hype trades, only structure and plans. Read the flow, understand supply and demand. Not promises made, just skills passed down. So the next generation build solid ground. From dads to traders, lessons stay true. Knowledge is power, now pass it through.
Who runs the charge?
Trade Daddies,
Who breaks it down?
Trade Daddies.
Risk, reward, discipline.
Let's get it.
Who runs the charge?
Trade Daddies,
Who breaks it down?
Trade Daddies.
Risk, reward, discipline.
Let's get it.
Daddy time, late night grind. Real talk for the trading mind. Trade daddies after dark. Read the market, play it smart.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah.
Ooh, yo.
Go.
Welcome into episode 2 of Trade Daddies.
Trade Daddies.
After our amazing rebrand, I'm loving the Trade Daddies theme. I feel it. Girl dads for life.
Let's go.
It's that hashtag
Let's
girl dads.
go.
And we're back. This market has been not great if you're a bull, but if you're a trader, you're loving it, man. This volatility, this up and this down. Been making money. I'm not gonna lie. Been doing some pretty good. Had a couple nice trades. I won't tell you that I have slowed down how many trades I do,
Mhm.
but I'm still trading.
Yeah.
When I'm there, I'm there. Like I'm more so looking at like I stopped really like doing too many 1 minute, 5 minute trades and like more so 1 hour, 4 hour trades now.
Yeah.
But I'm liking the 1 hour chart because like you don't have to be in the trade all day. You can catch a move for the most part, but I'm liking the 1 hour chart. I'm messing around with there, something I'm learning. But before we get into it, gotta crack a beer.
Oh, let's go. I got a garage beer. Cheers, man.
Garage beer. I got a Summersby apple cider
Nice.
because it's so cold here. I need to bring summer back in. Here we are.
Cheers, brother.
Salute. God damn, that's good. It's like adult apple juice. What's up, Midas community? What's going on?
Oh, I need to get some chat open. I need to
Bits of wealth. What's going on, brother? I need a custom intro song. I can hook you up with that. That's my thing. That's my exploration into AI. Just making a lot of music. Actually,
oh man, I love it.
I might even quit being a content creator for crypto and go full time in music because it's so good. Like it's really good. Maybe I'll make a faceless YouTube account just with music or something like that. But yeah, definitely something I'm going to do in the future. I literally built an AI rig. It's sitting right beside me. I just got to load Windows into it. So I am building out a local AI rig that I'm going to have in my old mining room. And we are going to get going with AI because I'm tired of paying subscriptions. Just fuck it, do it myself.
You're gonna build an LLM?
So I built a rig. I just got to load all the models and all that fun stuff on there.
Now, how do you do that? Did you get like the studio, like the Mac Studio thing?
No, it's a computer.
Oh.
It's so I had a bunch of old parts from my mining days and I just built a normal computer with graphic card, RAM, and then and it actually worked out that I had a graphic card that had a lot of VRAM, so it should do very well for AI. So we're gonna try that out, and then see what I can do with it. Like I wanna see if I can make a trading bot with my LLM or with my AI rig. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. It'll be a first for me, so we'll try it because I'd like to see if I can get my the system that I trade in an indicator or something or a bot.
That'd be cool.
But we're learning on the fly.
I am all for learning like some AI bot stuff. I've talked to a couple people. I know some people that are building some stuff. We'll see, what gets launched first and what kind of access we get and stuff. But I'm all for trying it. You know what I mean? Just as like, even if it's just a passive way to test out trading. I mean, I know how to trade. I know how to read charts. I know how to do all that stuff like you do. It'd just be cool to like almost, challenge yourself against a bot. Because like right now, I'm doing like $1,000 to $10,000 trade challenge, and like much like what you just said, like I'm not trading like 5 trades a day. I'm maybe trading like maybe once, maybe twice, whatever it is, and I'm waiting for a setup, and then I'm hitting it. I'm not like just trying to trade everything, and it may be one of those things where the setup looks like everything is really bearish right now as far as the local. We expect like the big moves down. Yeah, we'll get some big moves back up. But just kind of playing some of those moves in throughout the day. And like there's been times where I get caught in the wrong way and it goes opposite of what I want. And then I got to sit in a trade overnight. But then by the morning, things seem to be headed back in the right direction. But
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'll show you guys the trade today. The model that I preach all the time played out perfectly. Like it very rarely plays out this perfectly, but it played out perfectly today. I shouldn't say very rarely. It does play out perfectly, but not always to the what's the word I'm looking for? The velocity that it did today. Today it ripped on the 1 minute chart, and I'll show you the candles. But yeah. So let's just pop it in, get into the chart. So I'm gonna try something so tell me if you guys can hear the music because I'm sharing my screen with my audio.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it?
No,
How about now?
nope.
Huh, interesting. Can chat hear it? Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear the music. Yo, what's going on, Luca?
Luca in the building. Curtis in the building. Midas in the building. Yeah, no, I do not hear it.
Okay, I don't know if chat can hear it. Yeah, okay. I don't know if you guys can hear the music. Okay, I was trying to do like Spotify like on my browser, and when I share my screen, it asked me to like put like desktop audio, but it didn't work, so it's not gonna work. Okay, that idea out the window. We'll try something else next week.
Tried.
We tried. Can't say we didn't try. All right, boom. Let's jump in the charts. So I can go bigger here now that we're not having the music on the side. Okay, so Bitcoin here on. Let's go to the daily. Let's work our way down from the big time frames. Same idea. All right, you kind of just get a little bit more information. Still in. I don't even know what you call this. This was a weird one. Like we went down, bullish engulfing, and then down and down. So like maybe we're making like an M here, like the famous McDonald's arches, right? And this is why. Remember, I said we're probably going to revisit that wick, and I think we both agreed that we're going to
That 60K wick.
Yeah, so I think that makes sense. The M pattern plays out. It'll come back down to there. Your measured move would be the move from here to here when it breaks the neckline, and then you get your move down to 49K. Right.
Mhm.
So that's a possibility. And you kind of see it a little bit more clearly when you go to the smaller time frames. Like when you go to the on the 4 hour, you can see the M here. You can even see it a lot better on the 1 hour. So the 1 hour, I had it in like I was hoping for an ascending triangle,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't play out.
If you go to the because like I've got this marked up a couple different ways. And you could do it. Let me see. Does it look? I know the weekly looks pretty easy. If you go, what about the daily?
Yo, what's going on, Carrie? Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, the daily works too.
The daily.
Where you can do kind of like it's almost like a bearish flag, right? Like I know that's part of the title. We bear flagging it or Valhalla.
Yeah, so it's like it's so weird. Honestly, you can even call it a symmetrical triangle. And honestly, that's probably more to me what it looks like is a symmetrical triangle, which they mostly break down anyways. And you would take the measure from basically the base here and you measure it down. And again, 56K. I think our next stop, when we eventually have the next leg down, is somewhere in the 50Ks. And 55K, 56K seems about right.
This is like the consolidation mode in between.
Yeah, like this can go all the way till like basically March.
Don't say that.
Or it breaks down, right? This consolidate into March. But I'm not
don't say that. We want a fucking big dip. We want the dip of all dips to happen. We want that measured move to happen. Tank us down there and tank us fast as long while we all have our 100x shorts in. Come on.
That's my favorite meme right now. Is everyone's like, oh, the market's cooking. It's like it's gonna go back up. And I have the Elmo meme where he's like this and like just flames behind him, like dump it.
Like I'm prepared. I got a short in most of the time. Just fucking dump it.
So the McDonald's arches you can see pretty clearly here. So honestly, this bottom trend line, you want to watch that bottom trend line. And if we break that bottom trend line, Dump City, baby.
Dub City. I've got a let me see here. Around 67, 127. I've got an order filled. I've got an order sitting there. Now that is for the possibility of going up and touching where, and I'll have to adjust this because right now I'm playing the strategy off the previous day VWAP. Got a chance to get the leapfrog indicator from Flopping Groper, and I really like it. It's funny, like I've been playing a lot of the SMAs, since you and I started talking, doing this show, like looking at the 15 to 200, like religiously, and kind of like how that aligns with the VWAPs, especially like the daily and the previous daily. And so like I fully expect to see a push back up, a little bit.
Yeah.
Hit those marks and then continue to go back down. Like even if like the trade goes underwater for a couple hours tonight, that's all right. Like when we get to like, I think what like the stock market considers, a little bit of pre-market stuff, like 5, 6 in the morning, like we'll see that dump, and then things will get ready for like the 9 o'clock trade time when the stonk boys wake up.
You gotta like when you're when you get into the trade, you gotta understand like what kind of trade you're getting yourself in. You're in a long trade, you're gonna stick it out and you're gonna let it wiggle, right? You're gonna give it some room. You're gonna put your stop loss and give yourself some room for the trade to do its thing, especially if you're in a bigger time frame. If you're just scalping on smaller time frames, then honestly, scalping, the best time I've noticed to do those scalping trades are on like Monday to Wednesday, between 7 a.m. and noon. Like I find that's the best time to trade, most liquidity, and you're more likely to hit on smaller time frames there because you'll get whatever move for the day, right?
Right.
Like today we got that we got a dump. We got like a pump in the morning and then it dumped, and then it continued dumping. So you could have got the long and the short today if you were watching it, and that was it. And then you got. Do
you ever play both? Do you ever play both sides in the same day, or do you?
Today I did I'll show you what I did today on the 1 minute. It was actually get a little pat on the back for me today because I felt pretty nice catching it because I've always wanted to, but I'll be honest with you, I never had the balls to do it because you don't want to short something that's hot. So today I caught this move on the 1 minute, and I'm going to show you guys the model, how to trade it, and how to be successful with it. Again, you don't have to win every single one. They're not all going to win, but if you win, I believe if you win 3 out of 10, it'll wipe out all losses of trading as long as you keep your stop losses tight. So the model is here. You have your white line, which is the SMA, the smooth moving average.
Mhm.
Okay, and then you have the yellow line, which is your 200-day moving average. Let me make that yellow line a little thicker so it's a little easier for everybody to see. All right, so you got your yellow line and you got your white line. Now, what'll happen is price will the line will cross and you'll come back to the 200.
Mhm.
So what I did is I was in here and I saw like it's starting to round, and we know how rounded bottoms are.
Yeah.
So I told myself, are we making a cup and handle? And then we did. We made a weird cup and handle. So we had the cross right here. Let me zoom in even more. So we had the cross right here. It did come back down. And then but I said cup and handle, and like I'm in on that cup and handle. I got in. I didn't get this exactly. I got it when it started pumping, when it started to cross again. So when this crossed, I got this entire move up
Hell yeah.
on the 1 minute. And then this wick, I'm not even kidding you. This wick right here, I took my profits and I went short.
Hell yeah.
And now I wish I didn't get this whole move down.
Uh-huh.
This went down so fast it hit my take profit before I could even like think about to change it. So I got right around here is kind of where I got out. So I missed this whole thing down. But like
Still.
this was a nice trade. This was a nice trade, and this was a big trade. This was a $20,000 position at 50x leverage. So this was a big position. This was a little smaller, but we did okay today. It was nice because it's funny. I did the exact thing, but you know what? I didn't do it. I didn't just YOLO. I didn't guess. Like everything I did was calculated. I saw the stochastic RSI super overheated, RSI overheated, MACD, super green, so far from this 21-day moving average. I'm like, we have to come down. So as soon as we had some like slowing down, and I started to see like right here, I started to see the curve of the stochastic. That's when I went short.
That just you gotta flip that real quick. Now with VDEX, do you have the ability to like switch and like if you're long, you can go short like immediately, or do you have to just
So you can have
switch
two
over?
positions open at the same time. So if I go to like
Oh.
so if I go cross, I can have
Uh-huh.
a cross position and I can have an isolated position.
Okay.
So I can do both. So sometimes like today, earlier I did another trade where I wasn't quite sure because we had so much chop. So what I did is I just calculated my stop losses and my take profits, and I just hedged a trade. I just did a hedge trade, and then whatever direction let go or went to, I would have won the trade there and made up for my other stop loss. So you break even essentially. So you can do that. You can't if you do like a long on isolated and you do another long, it'll just add to that position. And I believe it was like that when I was on weeks too. It just added to the position and then
Yeah.
just changed your average entry price. So if you go isolated, you can definitely do both. But yeah, so that was a nice trade. That's the model. Like you watch that 1 minute, you get your entry on the 1 minute, and you put your stop loss when you had that cross. You put your stop loss below the 200-day moving average right there, and you would have been able to get this whole move, and not until here that you lost again. So even if you came all the way back down here and you lost, you hit that 200-day moving average, you still would have been in profit, small profit, but you still would have been in profit, right? Because the moving average moves up. So that's the model. That's what you want to try. So if you're in on, for example, if you believe the 1 hour is going to do a certain pattern, or a bigger time frame is going to do a certain pattern, look to the 1 minute and the 5 minute for this model, and that's where you get your entry into that trade, because that's you're catching the movement of the wave. Same move. Like no matter, like if you're on a bigger time frame, it's the same idea. The only difference is it's like looking through different magnifications on a microscope. When you go to the smaller time frames, you just see the beginning of the move. Like I know like some people that go to like when things are really weird, they go to like the 30-second chart or like the 1 second chart to see where things are starting to move.
That's a little
I don't even have that on my trading view. I can't. I think I have to get a different subscription for that. But
that's a little close.
I don't feel like I need it. You know what I mean? Maybe a bot would need it, like to be able to trade like at such like speed. But like I can't even get in and out that fast on like VDEX because like the order book won't even update in time, right?
Right.
So that's what you want to trade on the if you want to get an entry on the 1 minute. But let's go back to what we think is happening. Like overall direction. If you look on the daily, we know that we're still in that
We still
downtrend.
haven't bottomed.
It's like we're in a clear downtrend. There's no bottom signal yet, in my opinion. You have your rising wedge here, your breakdown, and now we're just watching this, because this is kind of a weird pattern. I almost feel like we can just ignore this huge wick here and just, put it in for what it is. Let's because that was like such a weird wick. It doesn't fit the pattern. So can we just
I mean,
say,
that was a liquidity flush, right?
yeah, like,
Or a liquidation flush?
yeah, because are we in a falling wedge? Like, it's a weird pattern on the daily. I'll be honest with you. Like, are we in a falling wedge? If we ignore the wicks and we just go to the candle bodies here, we can kind of say that we're in an ascending triangle or even a bull flag, but I have conflicting things here because I see the stochastic wanting to come down, right? And
Right.
it's already curving down, and then I see the RSI curling up. So I
So
need more.
is that a bullish divergence then?
A bullish divergence would be like, let me see here. Let me see if
I mean, it would probably you would need a more of a bearish flag with
what I would need to see is price move up and the
yeah,
RSI move down, or RSI move down and the price move up, right?
yeah.
So I'd want to see something like that. And if we go on the top here, price is moving down while, let's see here. No, we have no divergence here on the daily. Yeah, no, I can't see, not a clear one. So not quite there yet. Let me see, maybe on the weekly. So the daily still can come down. Let's look at the weekly. Actually, you know what? There's a 3-day, or was a 5-day? There's 3 or 5 day had a nice bear flag that looked pretty clear that we're going down. And that's what it is. Like when it's weird, you just got to go through different time frames until you find something that makes sense.
Right.
So so the 5-day we were tracking this rising wedge, we came down. We lost the 200-day moving average on the 5-day, and we closed a second red candle.
I mean, bears are in control.
Sorry, in
definitely, right?
21 hours, this candle will close another red candle. MACD is red, where stochastics come to the bottom. Again, we could have a bounce in a couple days because the 5 days, the RSI and the stochastic are flatlining. Mind you, the RSI can still come into the red. We could still have some more down price action, like maybe fill in this wick here at 60,000. 50. Yeah, that's back to the 5960K that we just talked about, right?
Right. But then you can't forget there's also that crazy scam wick that was back in August of 2024. That's the one that takes us back, and that's even if you look at if you zoom out and do more of it may I don't know if you would consider it still a bearish flag, but here let me open up my trading view. I'll kind of show you what I've got.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so the 5-day makes, I don't know. You have to look and make as much sense as you can here. Let's see what you got here.
Let me know when I'm up. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
So like obviously this is like the one move, right? So we had our fall here, we had our little consolidation. This measured move takes us down to depending on where do you measure it from? Like, do you measure it from down here at like the armpit or from the knee?
So you make your rising wedge, and you would take that measured move from the bottom of where the wick came down and then all the way to the top. So you probably actually would put it around that when it came down and then came back up. No, you're trying to measure the measured move of the next down leg, right?
This one right here.
Yeah, so
Right.
you actually got to go above that rising wedge, or the
Here?
bear flag above it, to from the very top, the all-time high.
Here. So
Yes.
this right here, right?
A little higher, one more higher. No, down one peak down. Yeah, right. I probably go from there. Yeah, and then you on the bottom of your dotted line, the bottom trend line,
Yeah.
you move that arm to the bottom trend line.
Here
Yeah, right there.
or here.
They're both basically the same, but yes. Yep. And then you would now just drag your line and then put it on the bottom. Can you drag it? Yeah, there you go. No, there you go. And that's your measured move.
Okay.
Again, it doesn't have to go exactly there, but that's a pretty good idea of where it's going to go. And you can backtrack this on the charts, and they pretty much play out more often than they don't.
Dude, so that takes you basically to that scam week that we just saw earlier this month. But then remember, you go back here, we've got this other one, and then we've talked about this one at like the $49,000 level.
Mhm.
Right back here, we've got that wick there. So I mean, those are two levels I'm tracking like a freaking hawk, man. Like
Yeah,
that to me is our bottom. Like we've
I'm
got to go there,
kind
and
of
there may be some more fallout from there. We may see another. I know some people are talking about 30K. I don't know about that. That seems crazy to me. But
it could
this
happen. It could be a wick.
what's that with a
It could
wick?
ha
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a wick, like, but, like, for example, if you're buying Bitcoin at 45,000, and
You
you
can
drop
here,
to
I'll cancel
30,000.
my screen. You can pull yours back up.
So
Yeah.
I wanna show you guys the idea that I've been playing with. So let me go back to so I'm gonna go back to my chart here. I'm gonna go to the weekly, see if we can see it clearly on the weekly. Okay, so what I noticed, I was tracking 2022 bear market. So we had a peak in November of 2021, and then we came all the way down, and we made a nasty wick all the way down here at $17,000 in June of 2022.
Mhm.
Then we kind of came up, we went down sideways for a bit, and then we had our final bottom at 15,005 roughly, right? And that was December of 2022. So what I'm wondering is if Bitcoin's going to come down and like in the spring at some point, maybe March. It doesn't have to be because we're a little early this year, right? So maybe it doesn't happen in May or June. Maybe it happens in March or April, where we have that first bottom
Uh-huh.
before, because we made a double bottom. Then that was it. That was the end of the bear market. Went consolidated sideways and went up from there, right? So I'm almost wondering, like, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but this is like a mental model. I'm just kind of playing the idea with my head in my head, because like in my eyes, we got to lose that weekly 200-day moving average to find a bottom, and we just tapped it at 59K. So if we come down and maybe in March or April and we make another wick down to that 50 or $45,000 mark, that might be that first bottom, and that might be the entry price that where you want to like load in, because even if you do have another bottom and you make a
Mhm.
lower low, like the lower low here was like what, $2,000, big deal, right? You pretty much caught the bottom. Like, again, you're never going to time it perfectly. If you do, like, pat yourself on the back because you did something that most people don't do.
Dude, if I'm looking at the chart and I see that motherfucker drop to $30,000, I promise you, Mike, I am putting 100% of my account in the trade at like 200x, and I'm going long, and I'm gonna ride that sucker for the entire run
Yeah.
up to like 300,000.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes you put in cross so you don't get liquidated.
Right.
The scam wicks. But yeah, definitely. So like I'm looking for it to lose that weekly. And no, it doesn't have to come down. Like, so when we lost the weekly here, we came down another 31% before we found the bottom. Doesn't have to happen that way. We could have, like, I'm playing with the idea, especially because, like, crypto is still bullish. The business cycle still, hasn't really happened yet. Liquidity hasn't really come into the market. There's a lot of these ideas in the news that, like, I'm very, very bullish on it. The timing might not be exactly what we want it to be. So that's where I'm kind of thinking, like, end of 2026 into 2027, that we'll start to see like the bull market come back again, or the market start to recover.
Uh-huh.
But what if we just have a shorter bear market?
Well, have you seen some of the posts that people have been talking about? Like, you looked at some of these measurements where, like, the first time, let's say it was like 30 months, and then the second time, and maybe it's the cool down period. And I forget what this is. Maybe you saw it though. The first time was like 30 months. The second time, it was like 20 months or 60 months, 20 months, whatever it was. And like now it's going to be like teens, like the length of time that we have to cool. So like, there is something to be said about, I think, the maturation of the market and what these cool off periods are like, as far as
Like, it very well, again, it's never exactly the same. It's similar, but not, again, I'm open to like any idea. Like, that's the thing about like the way I work. Like, I'm always thinking about like scenarios in my head, because like you don't know what's gonna happen. Nobody in investing, nobody knows what's gonna happen. The only thing you can do is game game plan multiple scenarios and prepare for as many as you can. That way, if one hits, you already know what to do.
that's okay.
Now, from top to bottom in 2022, the bear market basically last before we started the new uptrend. It lasted Let's see here. Is this right? Do I have this right?
395 days.
Let me see if I got this right. Yeah, it is right. Okay. So from top to bottom, before I'm talking about like where we got that green wick, where it was the beginning of the new uptrend. I see. Oh, we just lost you. You back?
Yep. That was
All right.
crazy. It just like totally like flicked and said that. Whatever. Anyway,
All right, we're back. We're back. So from top to bottom, it was about 426 days, 14 bars, so 14 months. From top to bottom. So if
Mhm.
we were to do something similar, 14 months, 20
Oh,
bars, and 6,
brutal.
15, 14. So yeah, you're looking at January 2027. So tell me, like the end of 2026, like it might be already starting to go up again. So so if I'm forget about this price. Like I just moved my mouse here. We're not
Yeah,
going.
no, I know. I just mean like the length of time that we would have.
But we're looking at, and even if it did from top to bottom go down, what did we did? We did what, 77%, I think, if I'm not mistaken, from top to bottom.
Yep.
77.36%. So say we do something like 75%, because I don't expect it to be more than that. You could get that 31,000, right? Possible,
Yeah. Okay.
right? But that could just be a quick, a wick that maybe lasts a couple weeks. Like, we weren't down here for very long. That was 2 months, and then that was it. Like the third month you were up, and then you never came back.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going to happen, but all you can do is get the best entry price you can get, because you got to think about it. Even if you get it at like 50,000 and we go up to 180, 200,000 and above, that's a pretty good rate of return on your investment. Like, what is that? Like a 5x?
I mean, load your speed. Like people should be loading their spot bags for sure. I mean, as far as like trading goes, you don't want to set your generational long quite yet, because you'll get smoked out. But
Blocky, what's going on, brother? I just
Blocky
put a
in the building.
short out. BTC has always went to its 862 every time, and this is no different. 30K is my bottom lowest low. Yeah, and there we go. We just put it in. That was 30. I just measured it to 31K. It's 75% drawdown from top to bottom. 31,000. God, that would be fucking sweet. I'm not gonna lie. That would be. I'm gonna load in. I'm gonna load up like crazy.
31.
Yeah, at 31,000. Oh my god.
Let's see here.
At 31,000, that brings Bitcoin to a price level that almost anybody can afford. Like if you have, you work full time and you save for a couple of years, you can put 30 grand together, right?
Dude, on a
If you buy half a Bitcoin, $15,000, you scrape and you scrounge and you put 15K together, you could do it.
so I got about a half a Bitcoin short for my order. If it goes down to 31,000, that would only be like 16K. I mean, nice short though. So
Hey, any profit you make is building your portfolio, man.
the thing is, there's no way I'm fucking hanging on to that thing to 31K though. Like the moment that it's just a couple $100, I'm gonna pull it just because. Like that's just my trading style. Like it's all about, for me, it's about, and you do the same thing. I know we've talked about this. Like it's about consistency. It's about winning. It's not about, I'm not trying, dude, I've already done that. That's why I got wrecked, like whamboozled to the max, trying to just hit grand slams every time. No, let's just win. I was looking at my P&L on BitUnex. And so I think I've got like 8 trades in total, because I started a brand new account with this, doing this challenge, this 1,000 to 10K thing, and I have one loss, and it was like I kind of like fat fingered something when I was getting into it, and I lost like $25 on the trade. But everything else, because I'm sticking to my plan, I'm consistent with what I'm doing. Like if I get caught in the wrong direction of a moving trade, like I can, like you said, I'm in cross. So I can withstand some movement. I can withstand some heat. And then, it course corrects itself and we get right back on track. And so we're just staying consistent, man. It's all about the stacking those wins.
If you look at my trade history, I lose like if you look at my trades, like how many trades I win and versus lose, I lose more trades than I win. But the difference is I have tight stop loss. On my type stop losses, I'm losing, less than 1% of my portfolio if I lose a trade. But my wins, one win of my trades will wipe out 5 losses. So it's just about consistency. I hit my model every time I hit my model like a robot. Like every time I see the model, I trade it because when it flashes, like you're more likely to win than not. If it doesn't work, my stop loss is tight and I try again when it hits again. So I've had so many times where I've tried to hit that 1 minute model. I'll lose 3 in a row and then I'll hit the fourth one. The fourth one wipes out all the losses and I still end the day in profit. And
Right.
that's all that matters. As long as you're building your portfolio. And if you have a bad day, like I've been training for this is my second year. And what I've noticed, like just like a mental journal, is I'll have bad days, I'll have bad weeks, but then not giving up and being consistent, I'll have a good week. And then I'll
Right.
wipe out that loss. And I'm thinking to myself, I know how I felt emotionally after that bad week. But you know what the best thing was? I took a break. I stopped trading for like a week. I came back to it.
Sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah, I stopped trading for a week. I watched the market and just like reset mentally, spent some time with the family, whatever. And then I came back in next week, had the best week I ever had trading. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, boom, we're back. And like, and that's what's taught me. It's like, it doesn't matter if you have a bad week or not. Like, if you be in control of what you're losing, because like you feel some, not validation, but you can feel a little bit more power, like when you're in control of what you lose. And then you stick within this. Sometimes you can go a little bit more risky. Again, it's up to you. But if you're too emotional, you're too much into the trade. If you got to be able to trade what you're willing to lose. And if you're having a bad week, just stop trading. Like I did one trade, like those trades today. I'm like, I'm good. I'm done. I feel great. I got my win. What I mean? I had some losses. I didn't make all my losses back, but I'm like, I don't want to be chasing. Right. I'm like, I told myself, I don't want to chase today. We'll try again tomorrow. We'll see what opportunities we can find in the charts and go from there. It's about building block by block, like one day at a time. A little bit of your P&L. Even if you make $1 today, that's $1 more than you had yesterday.
So, not like forcing trades, but like, how do you find those opportunities? You
It's
know
that
what I mean?
model. I look at the 200 and the 21 day.
Yeah.
So and also like I draw out patterns, right? So like I'll draw a pattern on if I see like something on a chart, like a head and shoulders or rising wedge, whatever. Like I'll see a pattern. I'll look to the 1 minute, the smaller time frames for an entry to that pattern, right? And then I'll look with the RSI, the stochastic. I'll look at all my indicators to make sure, like, am I more likely to win this trade or not? Like, I'm not going to enter the model on the 1 minute chart when the stochastic's overheated and the RSI is up there because I'm more likely to lose. But if the stochastic's on the bottom, like today, the stochastic was on the bottom when the 1 minute model flashed and coming up. So I'm like, oh shit, okay, we're catching the wave and the model's flashing, so I'm more likely to win. And like I showed you guys, it did win. Blocky says it all depends on how you trade. I trade market structure and liquidity, some trade patterns. Yeah, I am honestly like, I don't think I would be able to hold like a multi-month year trade. Like I couldn't. I don't think I can do that. Because I like to do short trades, especially because like for me, I work full time, so I can't be in the charts all the time. Maybe I work a little bit. I can be in the charts or on the weekend, but like I'm in the charts for a small amount of time. So like I've developed a scalping strategy. Like so
Yep.
just scalp
Absolutely.
when I can be in the charts. If I see something that builds on a longer time frame, I'll take that trade and I'll keep that like a separate trade open, and then I'll still do my scalping.
Mhm.
But I'm all about little wins here, and the model that I've learned does really really well for scalping the day trades. So that's what I just keep doing. Um, it's just been so choppy to be able to do like a long trade because I tried on the 4 hour, thought we had the Adam and Eve double bottom. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago, and it didn't play out right. And I'm like, damn, that was the 4 hour. I'm like, I thought the 4 hour was pretty solid, but like, see, we had the V, and then we had the rounded bottom. We thought we had the Adam and Eve double bottom, right? Like your neckline would have been here if you broke that double bottom, but we just rolled over, right?
There's
So
just so much up and down. Like the thing is about like staying in the trade long term. Like if you're and look, there's been a few times now where I might be up like $150 in the trade, and I stay in it too long, and the next thing I know, it's like, all right, like I need to get out because like look, I can't like same with you. I can't be focused on the screen the entire time. So sometimes I'll put in a stop loss in the profit and that'll get triggered, right? Like it always gives back. The market is constantly giving back
Mm.
whatever, whichever direction, especially because you're seeing it go up and down all throughout the day.
For
So
for me, the
like
biggest thing is finding out the times to trade. Like I don't really trade weekends anymore because like liquidity is so like volume is so low that maybe you have a pattern that you drew that's like a bullish pattern. It might take all day to get there. Like it might take literally 12 hours to make a move, and it might just roll over because volume is so low. So there's no follow through into the move, right? So that's like I used to try to catch the weekends, haven't been successful at it. So
do you think that'll change when they see the stock market go to 24/7 and that you got brokers and other people and all the everything's like cranking throughout the weekend? Do you think the crypto market will
I
have
don't
some similar activity?
um it could like that would make I would think so if that was the case, at least at on some level. But I don't know, man. Like traditional people are used to like the Monday to Friday grind, and then they go and spend time with the family. Like, are they going to be sitting at the charts 24 hours a day? Maybe it makes it so competitive that you have to. Like, I don't know. It could happen. Like, I'm definitely open to that possibility. On some level, it might. Uh, but yeah, like crypto's been what 24 hours tradable all the time, right? So, and we still have, the nights are pretty low liquidity when it comes to evenings, right? So
But
possibly
I'm saying if like the firms are out there trading stocks throughout the night on different.
maybe they got fund managers that'll like shift work. Like guys will be honestly at some point it's probably all just going to be AI. Like it's all going to be done
Probably.
algorithmically, right? So like you probably just have like AI agents working 24/7. So yeah, very well could be. Again, there's
Then you get
always opportunity if you try to find it, right? If you're the more you're in the charts, the more you're going to see opportunity. It's as simple as that. The more you're there.
That's a good point. It's funny that you say that. I was thinking about this earlier. I will go through different time frames. I'll draw the different things that I'm seeing, right? And then it's funny when you kind of zoom out, you can start to see some of the different thought patterns or different lines that you're drawing. It's just like it's almost like having spider lines at some points where you've got things going all different directions. You're like, all right, which one's gonna fucking play out here? I got like
Yeah,
four different choices that could happen here.
and that's like like for example, like I'll trade the 1 minute chart and my setup will happen maybe a couple times in a day. And on the 1 hour, like a certain pattern may only repeat twice or three times a day, or maybe even less, right? Like so it depends on how you want to trade. Like I like to get in on the 1 minute, and then I like to, if we have a nice move up, I'll put my stop loss in the break even. That way emotionally I'm like, okay, I can't lose this trade now. So now I can walk away
Yeah.
and I know I can't lose a trade. So if I have to walk away, I'll do that. I'll manage it while it's doing well, and as soon as I can, I bring it to break even. That way, no matter what, you're not losing money, and your count is not dipping. Even if you get stopped out, it's okay. Next trade, like that's the biggest thing I used to when I first started trading was the FOMO. Oh, I gotta get in the move now. I gotta get in the move now. Oh, the price is ripping. I gotta get out. Now I'm just like, nope. Now I'm
Nope.
just like, I'm
Nope.
gonna wait for a second. I missed it. Okay, wait for the next one
There'll
because
be another one.
I've done this like long enough now where I've realized like, oh shit, there's always another trade. Like I'll find another opportunity tomorrow. Like there always will be. Like so like I don't have that FOMO anymore that I have to get in the trade now. Because okay, whatever. I missed it. Maybe it takes a couple hours, maybe it takes 2 days to reset. Whatever, I'll come back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be trading probably the rest of my life now. Like this is got me like forever. Like I see this as a good way to make passive income. This is not my full-time income, and I don't think it ever will be, but a little bit of passive income on the side by pressing a couple buttons. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
But yeah,
Um,
I still see the same pattern playing out. Like the more I stare at it, I'm just like McDonald's.
McDonald's, where it's McDonald's is sending a clear message. They don't want any of us employed there though.
Yeah. It all depends on
They'll
how
troll us with
the
the chart.
4 hour wants to play because again, we're kind of low on the stochastics, but the RSI does have more room to go down. The MACD is kind of mixed. It's a mixed bubble. Like it's still in the red, but like it's flipping between red and like lighter red. So it wants to go green, but then it doesn't. I think the whole market's confused, and that's kind of why you're seeing this chop because there's no one direction that really wants to let go. So I wouldn't be trading heavily right now. Honestly, I'm not going to take any trade right now because I want to see more confirmation of what the hell this market wants to do. Some more of a decision, and it's not really making any pattern that I'm likely to trade. If you are going to trade the M, you're probably going to just want to watch this neckline here.
Dude, it's not the M. You know what it is?
What?
I was trying to think, where have I seen this before? I know that I have seen this before. I'm going to pull up my screen really quickly here.
You can leave your screen up. I can just bring it up and down. That way you
Okay.
don't have to reshare all the time. But his hair's not spiky.
No, that's the thing.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
parted. It's parted. It's a part. It's the part Bart. It's Bart's part.
It's the Sunday Bart.
Sunday.
Oh my
That's-
goodness, that's
You watch
hilarious.
this thing just tank on Sunday, and it makes the Sunday part.
You know
Bart.
what? It's so funny. This bull market, I swear to God, I don't know what it is. Almost every Sunday we had a Sunday night pump, and maybe it'll be like the reverse in the bear market. It'll be a Sunday night dumps.
Send it. It's just I'm all for it. Like
I will
at
tell you
least
though, we are bouncing.
and as long as we're just playing the same, and that's why I will see how this trade goes. The market's kind of gone back down, and now we've linked back up with what looks like at least on the 5 minute on some time frames. But I'm still hopeful for this pump up to 67, 127.
You might get it, man. Because so like if you look at this trend line here, we're in the 4 hour, we're bouncing off it, right? Like we have two 4 hour candles bounced off it. Like look what it did here. Right. And then you can also say that we had a falling wedge, right? Now it hasn't broken out, but I would watch this falling wedge because if we're gonna break out of this falling wedge, your measured move is gonna be something like this. You're probably gonna get 72. So keep your eye on that falling wedge. Watch the stochastic RSI start to curl up on the 4 hour. This is what you want to see. Even if we come up and come down a little bit more, we're still, in my eyes, in that falling wedge until we get negated. We got to like really break out of this.
You're in a
bottom.
downtrend until you're not.
Yeah. So there's two ideas here. We have the M pattern, falling wedge, and if you're gonna get the M pattern, you want price action is gonna kind of do something like this, come back for a bearish retest and come down. You can get in here. If not, and we have the falling wedge, you're gonna look for the stochastic RSI and the RSI to flip up, the MACD to flip up, and then you might want to get a trade. And you can put your stop loss right here at this wick on the 4 hour, and then ride it all the way up. So that's the idea. That's the only thing I can really make sense of on the 4 hour. Again, the daily will probably look the same too, just less candles. Yeah, the day. Oops. I always do that. I go to brush and then I have to go back.
Accidental line draw.
That's every fucking
classic
time.
trading view.
That's one thing. Like how long have I been doing this and I still don't learn? I need to learn all the keyboard shortcuts.
Oh, that would be something else.
So you're looking at for the same thing here. It's funny how it looks almost exactly the same. Boom, up, and we're eventually, maybe we make a lower high because we high. Hold on, is this right here? Yeah, we made a high, lower high. Do we come up again, make a lower high, and then eventually roll over? Could be the possible. Again, I'm just spitballing here. This is my brain, the gears just turning here, right?
Right.
But that's what I would watch. I would watch this fallen wedge. If you're bullish, if you're bearish, you're looking for the M.
Well, I'm a perma bull. I'm just short time. I'm in short mode. So
yeah, and it's like what time frame plays out, right? On the daily, you see the stochastic curving down and wants to come down, and then on the 4 hour, you're seeing the stochastic pretty low and the RSI curving up. So do we see the 4 hour play out first, a little bit of a pump, and then the daily rolls over? That
I
could
honestly thought that was gonna happen. And it almost did, right? I think it was last weekend. Like I thought that I was for sure convinced that we were going to kind of relief pump up to 72, but it didn't happen. We got to like 70, almost 71. It was like 70,009 something, I think.
Mhm.
And so it was like real close to getting to 71, but that would make sense. I think a relief, if you look at it on this time frame right here, what is this, the 12 hour?
So this is a 12-hour.
This looks like we're due for a little bit of like a relief pump, like a
We're
little bit of green action.
we're starting a green candle. We got 9 hours before this candle close. Again, I still will caveat with the stochastic RSI still coming down,
Yeah.
has not bottomed here. The MACD is starting to lose bullish momentum.
Okay, so it's getting ready to flip red, so it's gonna get ready to dump harder and
Maybe it doesn't have to happen. It could change, but I I'm not trading this. I'm observing it, right? At this point, I would probably wait to see for a favorable momentum catch, like either whatever time frame on 4 hour, 1 hour, whatever of the stochastic coming up, and you can catch a move in this falling wedge if you're looking to long. If I'm trading the M pattern, I am not touching this until we break that neckline. We'll break the neckline, we'll come down, we'll consolidate up. And usually what happens is you'll just kind of reconnect with the white line, the 21-day moving average. So you have your dumps, for example, right? You had the huge dump and you
Uh-huh.
reconnected with the 21-day moving average. You came back to it. And then you had another dump and you reconnected back with the 21-day moving average. You went above it, dump. So now do we continue down and then reconnect with the 200-day moving average, or do we do one of these where we go above it? So that's how it works. I just if you
We can go up, we can go above it, but still not make a local high, right?
Yeah, that this is one thing like you said, you were looking at moving averages and observing them. Like I observed the 200-day and the 21, and you just watch how they interact with each other. Like how the price always comes back to this 21-day moving average, smooth moving average. It always stays with it. So when you get too far, you're going to come back to it. When you get too far on the bottom side, you're going to come back to it. So that's how I trade. That's how you get those little scalps in, because you gotta watch the 21 to 200 how they interact with each other.
Right.
Because even in the downtrend, like when you're going down and you get, sometimes, for example, I'm looking for the short to get rejected by a 200-day moving average. I do this all the time. Like, okay, is my model gonna flash, or are we gonna have a short, right? And you put your stop loss, for example, you put your stop loss like right here, and then write this puppy down, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I observe it. And right now we're right there with the 21. So that's why it's kind of like hard for me to make a decision, because it can go either way. We can either go above or we can go below.
But then the whole idea, like if you go above, you short it and then yeah, because then like either way, it's gonna always come back to that white line. So you can just get into whatever position you need to be in order to come back to that white line. Now, does that work 100% of the time? No, but it seems to be fairly consistent.
Yeah. And then I've said this, many times before, when you can draw a circle between the moving averages,
Mm-hmm. Like
if
we
you
should be at a pump. Like
if I
I
flip
would
it
expect
upside
a pump
down,
because of that.
you would think you're coming down, right? Like flip it upside down. What does it look like to you? Does it look any different to you if you flip it upside down, right?
Looks
All
like we're on a
flat,
cliff. It looks like we're like cliffhangers. Sylvester Stallone's fucking hanging off the edge right now.
This actually looks like you're making that Simpson pattern, right? Like you could be making that Bart Simpson right here, right? And then come back down to this liquidity level here, which is like 78K. Well, this would be a pump, 78K. Like again, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but like flip it upside down, if you can't make sense of it sometimes, that would look like a double top to me, or even like a triple top, boom, 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 and each one has lost momentum.
So that would yeah, but that means that each one's getting a little bit higher, right?
Well, if we flip it upside down, we would say that we're losing momentum here, because it's a lower high, and then here it's again lower, higher, low. Like if you flip it upside down, right?
Right.
But
So it's
when you can draw a circle, like, and just go play with the charts. If you're learning how to trade, just go, and every time you see an area where you can draw a circle, around the moving average, just observe what price action does. See, it comes back to that 21 eventually, or that
Yeah, I
200.
fully expect us to be making a move to pull those lines back together and
Yeah,
to
see,
make our next crosshair.
here we came to 200 here, here.
Yeah,
Like
every
just
time.
like this is
Every
what
time
I
it creates separation.
this is what I do, and like so we have to at some point, timing wise, I couldn't tell you. I don't know when it's gonna happen. This is why we observe. And I'm yeah, I can definitely see it at least back to the 200. So will it be at 86,000 or will the 200 still come down a bit before we recapture
Yeah,
it,
I mean,
right?
like it could be a couple months before we touch that.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. Again, we like if we looked at that the Bitcoin let me go to the old chart BTC USD. Like if we touch the 200 the weekly, right? So let's look at let me go to the weekly here. This is what I like to do a lot. I go back and look at like the big trend, like I zoom out and look at
Mhm.
the previous bull markets and just see what happened because it's different. Like when you're in it, when you're living in it, it feels different than when you go back in hindsight. So we did have that. Oh, this is not right. Let me look at the Coinbase one. There we go. I want to see the 200-day moving average. So weekly 200-day moving average. We had that first wick where we came back and like they lost it here. So we just tagged it. So do we just like make a flag? Are we just doing this right here? Where we make a flag or we do some consolidation before we have another leg down, which could take, I don't know, this went from June all the way to August, like 3 months. Could
Mm.
we like some like maybe rise up and do something like this? I don't know. I'm just guessing here and come up a little bit before we get rejected
I could
again.
see it. I could see it. Absolutely.
Nothing goes down in a straight line forever. Nothing goes up in a straight line forever. So that's my base case. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, I was, there's a lot of people talking on X about, have we bottomed? Have we seen the bottom? We're moving back up. I would firmly feel like what you just laid out there, that we are in like the consolidation period on our way down, but we're gonna have a little bit of a relief to this.
Yeah.
I don't hate. I mean, mid 70s is kind of what I thought, but what you were drawing there, I think, was probably up a little bit higher into like the 80s or potentially even low 90s, right?
Very well could happen. Like, and I'm just looking at it now. Like, look at the 21-day moving average starting to curl,
Yeah,
right? It's starting to do one of these.
round the bottoms, baby.
So if we start doing this, like again, we might have a nice March. Like we could very well have a nice March. So keep your eye on it. Just observe it. I'm not trading right now, but like I feel like we're gonna pretty soon. We could have some, on a bigger time frame, some nice setups happening. But you ain't gonna see it if you're not here watching the charts. But I'm curious, for whoever who's still in chat, what are your thoughts? What do you think the market's gonna do? I would love to hear from you guys, and we'll put it on the screen and see what you guys are thinking. Give me your price predictions. And
Yes.
then I will copy it and say
Yeah,
it's my own.
300,000. When we flip bullish, when we flip and we are back and action is like, I mean, like for like real, not for the continuation down, which could be this little flag. 330, man, that's my number.
330K.
330.
See, this is my problem. I want to say yes to that, but it's like we've had diminishing returns. Like if you look at, so let's do the calculation here. We went from 69,000 to 125, no, 126K. So that was I think a 2.3x. No, not even a 2.3x times 2. No, it wasn't even a 2x. It was 1.8. No, 69,000 times 1.8. Yeah, so 1.9. Not even a 2x.
Yeah, go higher than that.
Not even a 2x from top to top, right? So do we do more than a 2x next bull cycle? Like that's what I'm wondering. Like, we've had 3 cycles of diminishing returns from 2017 to 2021 to now, we've had clear like diminishing returns. The bottoms are going up. So
What's our time frame like? You think like because real like one of the things that Dan Moorhead, I don't know if you the guy from Pantera Capital,
yeah,
one of the things that he had said at the Ondo Summit when I was there in New York recently was that we are going to effectively in the next 2 to 3 years have a nuclear arms race for Bitcoin, and it's going to be with the U.S. creating the strategic reserve, our allies will follow suit, and our adversaries are going to follow suit
yeah,
in order to compete. And so, all right, so if we're going to be, I think we want to have at least 2% of the supply or whatever it is, right? A couple million. That was the plan. And China would be doing the same thing. The UAE would be doing the same thing. Countries all over the world would start trying to buy as much as they can. I feel like the diminishing returns thing goes out of the window only because like mass adoption, like at least from this government side and them purchasing, because the OTC deals, they're going to dry up. OTC will go out the window. This is going to create a price shock like fucking crazy.
and see, I have like different things that I've thought of, like that puts my thesis like pokes holes in my thesis, right? Like, yes, we've seen diminishing returns for 3 cycles, so that's showing us that's what what most likely is going to happen again. But then I have like on the other side of it, it's like you didn't have an altcoin season again. The market doesn't owe you anything, doesn't owe you an altcoin season.
Yes, it does. Don't say that, Mike. Yes,
Right?
it
Like,
does.
but but it's like you know maybe people have PTSD from this and say fuck it, I'm just going to allocate a little bit more to Bitcoin this time around.
All of us are doing it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you're not the only one. I've noticed a lot of people on my timeline that are doing the same thing. And that's what it was for me too. Like, I got into Ethereum through mining. I got burned when it moved to proof of stake, left a really bad taste in my mouth how the Ethereum Foundation just ignored the miners, like whatever we did in our when we went to the voting. So it's like, fuck you, like I'm going to Bitcoin. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
so that was kind of my journey too. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with altcoins. There's just so much news and noise and so many altcoins out there. So, but what I do know is the monetary policy for Bitcoin for the next 100 years. But the other thing is now you have AI. So I was watching a podcast. Anthony Pompliano, obviously. I know you know him. There's a guy that he has weekly on his show, Jordy Visser. And Jordy Visser is big on AI. He's another like macro guy, kind of like Raoul Paul. And he's talking about, now you have AI agents that are going to come this year. And AI agents like are going to be connected like, to people's bank accounts because they're going to be doing banking, payroll, stuff like that. And he's like, now you're going to have a security risk because if other people have AI agents and they're trying to hack you, and they have access, they hack you, they have access to bank accounts and all these payment networks and all that. This is where blockchain comes in, right? You need a more secure payment method for, if we're going to move to a digital space with AI agents. AI is going to need to pay AI with digital currency, whether it be stable coin, Bitcoin, I don't know what it's going to be. But again, more stable coin means more, it's kind of like liquidity for the crypto system, right? It's like the dollar coming into, the economy here. More stable coins are very good for cryptos because, there's more money to come in the market. So I think that the stable coins coming in or payment rails through AI are going to use blockchain, whether it be Bitcoin, Ethereum might actually do very well in this sense because Ethereum would be is already kind of used for DeFi and all that kind of stuff like that. So it would make sense for the DeFi, for the Ethereum network to be like, the payment rails for a lot of AI and AI agents.
Do you think like it would make more sense? And maybe this is a silly, stupid question, but for the meme coins to be more stablecoin centric, like that should be the point, is to just have a stable coin as your meme coin, as your community coin, as like your business, your project, or whatever, like whatever these things want to be called. Would
So
that make sense in the future?
there's a game that I'm working with that I am Like I got into I'm going to be a beta tester and all that. It's a Gkoi game. I think you were on the show
Oh
too.
yeah.
So Gkoi, their their token, the G coin, is a stable coin. And I fucking love this idea because like when I was playing big time, the price of the token would go up or down. So your return in the game would always change based on the coin value. And then when the coin went up in price, they would cut the rewards that you would get in the game and make people a little pissed off because you got to invest into NFTs to be able to farm these tokens.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the idea of what they're doing with a stable coin. And you don't have to worry about, I gotta flip this into USDC as soon as possible so I can take my profits.
Right.
It's a stable coin. We're good. You just leave it in there. And I'm like, fuck, this feels a lot nicer. Now I don't have to worry about this project, this project failing and all this kind of stuff because it's a stable coin. So I think you're right. I think it should be like that.
But then the problem with that is that there's no guaranteed return. So a lot of people would. I get the importance of it, but like I think a lot of people would stay away from it because what's the goal? Unless you want to become a community member, unless you
need proof of
part of the ecosystem, like you're not going to make money off it, so people will inherently stay away from it, right?
And again, that's the problem, and that's also what sucked all the fun out of Web3 gaming was this idea of just making money. And when you monetize it to that extent, like I feel like being able to make money off this stuff is a cherry that goes on top, not the main feature, right? And I really like the way Raoul Paul talks about NFTs. NFTs are like it's culture, right? And like certain NFT projects are like a time capsule for culture, like. Like you have a Bored Ape, like, yeah, they're not as much as they were back then, but like you got a Bored Ape, you know what it was back in the day. Like you got that moment in time, you were part of that and that moment of time, and everybody always remembers the Bored Apes for what they were. And you see it a lot on the timeline. Everybody was talking about the glory days. Like it's that culture, that moment of time, but culture moves quick. Like it's always moving, right? So it's always going to change. There's going to be new NFTs that come out. Like next bull market, there'll be another NFT project that is the one for the cycle, like the hottest one. Like, and it's going to happen because culture is always going to change. And that was what like Pump.Fun was, right? Like it was, a really bad, I don't know, depending on how you looked at it. Some people thought it was really bad or an opportunity, right? So
I think the record would show that most people lost money. There was very few people who made money in the whole pump. I would venture to say that I think Pump Fun damaged our industry. I don't want to say irreparably, but pretty freaking close.
We have too much of, which is kind of crazy because like it was like this before. It's like there's too much gambling here. Like there's too much like yeah, there's too much gambling, but it's not even just crypto. It's everywhere. Like I live in Canada, and like literally every other commercial is gambling, like online casinos or sports betting. Like I don't think that is a net positive for society.
No, it used to be faux pas. Now it's just so like
it's down your throat. Like here in Ontario, it's like weed is legal, and then our premier, all he wants to do is talk about booze and like crying that the US took Crown Royale off the shelves here. And like it's about booze, weed, and gambling. Like that's what like Ontario is like kind of becoming, but it's not. It's so much more than that, obviously. But it feels that way. And yeah, gambling is fine. Like as long as you're, I wouldn't do it as a full-time job.
Don't risk your rent money.
Yeah, like it's fun because the dopamine spikes are fun. Like it's a fun activity to do. But again, I like when I go to a casino, I bring like $100 or $200 with me. When it's done, I'm out, right? And that's how it is, right? Like that's how it should be. But people are going crazy into these coins because I think they're thinking of what crypto used to be, where you just get like these crazy, stupid returns.
10,000x overnight.
I think, mind you, I think it's a good thing. I think that we've matured enough where now, like, your project needs to do stuff. Like, it actually has to be solving a problem. You got to have users, like, which we all knew was coming. We talked about it in 2021 that, like, things that, actually work are going to be, it's not going to be based on speculation forever, because we have a totally new investor class in the crypto, which is the institutions. They don't fucking do that. They don't just jump in with stupidly. They don't YOLO into stuff like that. And we
Right.
don't have VCs just giving everybody money like they did in 2021, right? Like so
And there's no retail because they've gotten smoked out, and they're not coming back until things are safer. That's for sure.
the best advertisement for retail is price go up. And that's usually why like altcoin season was the best way to bring people in because your meme coin goes up or this and everybody comes in. Everybody talks about it and get in, but this bull market was the Bitcoin show, really,
Bitcoin show.
right? Which is like
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Bitcoin show.
just like Peter Schiff taking his fucking victory lap with gold. All the Bitcoin maxis are like, ha ha ha, I told you so. And it's like I laugh because now I'm surprised I haven't heard more of it because the Bitcoin maxi thing was like everything goes to zero against Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
And the altcoin season didn't happen. It's like, aha, see, it's going to zero. Like, but I'm surprised. Maybe my timeline is different. Maybe I have a different group of people in my timeline nowadays. But that's I'm surprised I haven't heard that yet. Actually, no, we have Leia Halburn.
Oh
She's been going around. I told you so. I told you so.
Someone said she's not like Stomp. She needs to stop. She's in a rented limo. Like
I
or
was
a
laughing
rented Lambo.
so hard when I saw that. I wanted to say something, but I'm like, fuck it. The Canadian in me was like, forget, leave it alone. But it was just so funny. She's like, I told you so. I told you so. I'm like, no, you didn't. You have people in your Telegram group that help you out with that.
Did she like make out with her brother or something?
I have no idea. Is that true?
There's like something.
Hey, speaking of which, did you hear Hawk was back?
She is?
Apparently she's like back and now promoting some like page that's like not OnlyFans, but like I don't know, maybe more provocative stuff. But yeah, she's
more provocative.
She's been posting on Instagram again. I thought it was some bullshit article and I checked it out, and yeah, she's posting on Instagram again. She had like
what's her name? Haley Welch.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently she's back. She's gearing up for the next bull run. Watch out, guys.
Let's go.
Maybe if you subscribe, you can see her rug.
I'll tell you what, like I got okay. Wait, is this for real?
Wait a minute.
Seriously? Okay, well, we gotta take a look at some of these. So she was out with a karate combat event in Nashville when we went there, and my whole family got to meet her. We took a picture with her. Like, she was a really nice person, like really sweet. I think that she was like, obviously a country bumpkin that got wrapped up with the wrong people. She got taken advantage of. She got taken to the cleaners. I know on that coin launch, she didn't know what she was doing. Something where like her tokens got locked up for a year because she was like committed to win this, and like the guys that she was working with, the cabal guys, like definitely sold all those tokens, made millions like in seconds. In minutes in the background. So you got to feel bad for her, but at the end of the day, like you got to know what you're doing. If you're gonna do something like that, you gotta know what you're doing.
Yeah. I agree with that. But that's the thing. Like this stuff needs to get out of crypto. Like crypto kind of still feels like to me sometimes. Do you remember back in the day when the internet came out and you would get all these chain emails? They're all scams. Like it kind of still feels like that. Like we're not quite there. We're like everybody knows that that's a scam yet. Like nobody would ever fall for that now.
Right.
No African prince is going to give me money. I wish, but it's not.
Wait, so that's not real. I shouldn't have
Wait, shit. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I think people are. I think crypto's still new enough where people don't get like it's not normal for them to realize that that's fake yet. But who knows? With AI, it could get even fucking worse. Like maybe just gets worse before it gets better. Like people like copying your voice and stuff like that, or your face. God, your likeness. You can have another. I think you were with me. We're at the Bitcoin conference. We're talking to somebody. The guy's talking about replacing yourself as a creator with AI. I'm like, really? Like I kind of looked at him weird, and I'm like, holy shit, it's happening. Like it's.
I think Soldier Boy just did this, if I'm not mistaken.
Did he really?
I think so. Soldier Boy, he was like, he's in crypto, but like, he was like a few years ago, he was like panhandling on crypto, like begging, like, dog, you made millions. Like,
was he on the arena or the arena stars back then?
He was.
I know I'm joking.
Oh.
You're talking about begging. And there's literally an account on Arena where it's like Arena top beggar or something like that. Like that's this whole thing.
I don't know if I don't know.
That's so funny. But yeah, AI is going to be like, even like Hollywood's going to be screwed with AI. Like I've been seeing some really cool videos lately.
There was that one where it was
Dance
just
or
like
whatever.
the headline was like a $200 million blockbuster, like title video, whatever, like that they made complete with AI. Like, good luck if you're a producer, if you're a studio, if you're an actor, like you're toast.
I saw a funny one today. It was it was literally like a promo for like a video game, but you're a sperm and you're trying to find the egg. But it has a whole narrator talking about the adventure like of the lifetime. It's so
Oh my god, dude, that's hilarious.
coming to PS5. All right. So we know what we're thinking. Markets are in, as Portuguese would say, cocoj, which just means shit. Not so good. Unless we have this falling wedge play out. So that's it for the markets, guys. That's it is what it is. This is what we're going on. Keep watching these things. And yeah.
I just don't know if we're ready. I just don't know if we're ready to go up quite yet. I've got my short. I got my order set at 67,127. We'll see what happens.
67,127. Where is that? 60. That's not even that far up from now, isn't it? What are we at right now? We're at 66.8. So basically back to this wick here.
Yeah.
So they're pretty close to filling. And that's a short?
Yeah. Now I had that was something that I had put in at 7 tonight when the UTC calendar switches over for me, and so that's when that became. And I probably have to do some adjusting to it. I'll take a look at it because I want to go back to what the previous day VWAP. That's where I want my order to fill. Is that the previous day VWAP?
I'm not sure I don't use the VWAP. But I'll tell you, like, it could. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get filled. The only question is, do we keep going up? Like, do we come back to that 200 at 69? Like, what kind of stop loss you looking at?
That's a good question. I mean, for this, probably we'll just keep it open and let it run. Just let it breathe.
Yeah, like what I would do, like if you want to let it wiggle, I would watch that 200 maybe on the 1 hour or something like that. If we get above it, I probably want to exit that trade because we might actually start to go long. If that because the 200-day moving average on the 1 hour, if we break that, we're kind of breaking out of that falling wedge.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get there.
Although, see, here's the thing: is that maybe I do want to get. I don't actually. I'm going to cancel this only because after us talking and going through this and looking at some other time frames, we may have had that reversal wick that would send us up for a little bit here, right?
Yeah, like could be. Like I'm looking at the 1 hour here, and the stochastic is coming up. We're not overheated yet, so it depends on where we go. We could make even like if you see here, we could make like an inverted head and shoulders. So we have let me get my draw. Shoulder, head, maybe we make a shoulder, and then that could lead us to the breakout of that falling wedge. Because then you would have, like, say for example, the shoulders here, like, yeah, that would start the breakout of that falling wedge to 67, and that would bring you to the 200-day moving average, maybe even breaking it above it. So again, I'm forecasting what I think could happen, not what's going to happen.
Right.
So I would look for price action because you have that shoulder already. So shoulder, head, do we make the shoulder the other shoulder here? And that would also be a shoulder and then also a cup and handle. So I would just observe that. Like again, we're not jumping in yet, but like observe that, see if it does play out. And you do have a point of control here on the VPVR, the volume.
Yep.
This line right here, we're below it. So we want to see a flip of this. We want to see it come up and flip it.
Was that about 60, 66.9 something?
67,085.
Okay.
So basically around 6.7 because we had that big wick down on the 1
Oh,
hour.
6.7?
6.7. Yeah, so we have that big wick down. It's basically this liquidity level right here
Yeah.
coming back to. So that is kind of what I see in the short term here on the 1 hour. And that and maybe we get rejected by the 200. Maybe we don't even come up to 200 and that stochastic starts to roll over. That this is probably what's going to happen overnight. Probably the next, I don't know, 6 to 12. Maybe you wake up in the morning, either have made that shoulder or we're up here somewhere and we start to make the shoulder. Because the head, like we can still come up here and then make the shoulder, right?
Right.
So yeah, we'll see in the morning. We'll see in the morning if I'm right or if I just lied to you.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, my baby. Let's get it.
That's it. Well, I think that's it. I don't think we can do any more here. Not to beat a dead horse. You know what I mean?
Our job is done here, Mike.
Our job is done. We showed the people the things and the stuff. We drank a beer, and I gave you 2 options. If you're short, you're long. You got 2 ways to go about it. And again, not time to jump in the markets yet. Just observe, watch, observe, and maybe this week, maybe next week, we'll have a definite decision of where this market wants to go.
Chop until then. Play the chop.
So we got a new outro, so we're gonna play it for you. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate everybody showing up and being in the chat. You guys are the best. And we'll see you next week for the next episode of Trade Daddies.
Yeah, smash the like button on the way out of here, all you trade daddies.
That's it. Smash the like. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Another session in the books. Trade Daddies. Let's close it out right. Yeah. Yeah. From the charts to the couch, we appreciate your time. Every view, every share, that support is a sign. Late night learners building wealth slow. Plant seeds today, watch the legacy grow. We don't flex hype, we invest in the grind. Teach discipline so you level your mind. If the game gave value and the message hit deep, run it back, tap like, let the algorithm speak. Trade Daddies, yeah, we here every week. Dropping gems, keeping structure unique. If you vibe with the movement, help it expand. Like, share, subscribe, build the brand. Trade Daddies, yeah, we teach no cap. Real dads, real trades, real talk on the map. Yeah. No promises quick, just knowledge and reps. Risk man is tight, calculated steps. From beginners to vets, everybody can learn. Market cycle spin, patience earns. So salute to the viewers, community strong. Independent thinkers, moving along. Hit subscribe if you rock with the show. Turn alerts on, don't miss the flow. Don't miss the flow. Who keeps it real? Trade Daddies. Who builds the skill? Trade Daddies. Like it up, share it wide, subscribe and ride. Daddy time, knowledge climb. See you next week, same grind. Trade Daddies, after dark. Stay disciplined, play it smart. Trade Daddies.